Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you all so much for your support and views in my Hidden Heart challenge 2 weeks ago. I hope you find the video useful. If you haven't checked it out already, I have placed a link in the description box down below. Yesterday, I managed to get a perfect run as a hunter after trying for 6 weeks. Just a quick background, this is my highest level class, currently at level 237, so I'm really happy to achieve my goal. In this video, I will share some general tips in the 7 modifiers run and how I play as a hunter. Next, we will talk about the Weightless Spirit Bow versus the Skipping Stone Bow. Since the start of this custom survival with 7 modifiers, I have been using Weightless Spirit Bow because I thought it was very difficult to get the headshot as the Ronins are constantly bombing. For the first 4 weeks that I was playing with a Weightless Spirit Bow, I realized I was shooting a lot and yet the damage output is very little. This is due to the fact that by default, Weightless Spirit Bow has a significantly lower damage compared to the Skipping Stone Bow because headshots do not ricochet to nearby enemies and a long bow like the Skipping Stone hits the enemies harder. Even though I was trying so hard and constantly getting headshots of very high accuracy, I couldn't wipe the wave fast enough using a Weightless Spirit. I overdone it and I injured my left index finger because I was pressing L2 a lot. The effort that I put in just was not worth it. So one day, I went to our village with a Skipping Stone and I realized I could get headshots. If you were in the same situation as me, then you find yourself unable to wipe enemies fast enough with a Weightless Spirit, do consider using a Skipping Stone because it is possible to get headshots. Now we will talk about the build and techniques. I am using a water katana with perfect parry window and ultimate damage. On the Skipping Stone Bow, I have draw speed, reload speed, headshot refund and shield piercing ammo. In general, I noticed there are more shield guys than enemies with a helmet and therefore shield piercing ammo. That said, when you come across with enemies with helmet, use your fire arrows to weaken them. Headshot refund because I go from point to point for every wave and I do not solo. There will not be enough ammo if you are constantly shooting arrows. On my Hunter charm, I have ultimate damage, Hunter ability radius, fire arrows and blast arrows. I usually use Fire Master instead of blast arrows because we were trying for 4 to 5 times and I noticed we keep getting hit by enemies, so I decided to switch to blast arrows to get the healing up. It turns out well. For my ghost weapon wand, I use a spirit kunai and not a sticky bomb because of the lower cooldown, and with each kill, you lower all the cooldowns by 10 seconds. Also with a shorter cooldown, you can use it to stun the enemies for a very brief period. I use ghost weapon damage and status effect duration to burn the enemies longer. You will find other players using cooldown reduction on kill, but I don't find it useful in the 7 modifiers run. Lastly, smoke bomb with cooldown, lucky and munitions. And here are my techniques. If you are starting out with a Skipping Stone Bow, you can choose the 50% hit shots on a body shot instead of going for the all-seeing eye. Turn on aim assist. When I first began Hunter, I did not know of aim assist. Back in the day when I first started out playing Legends, I was in Shadows of War one day and I met another hunter. His name is Chancellor Marco. I did so badly, so I sent him a text at the end of the game and asked him for tips. He told me to turn on aim assist and go for the big hits. So that was a game changer for me and I hope this tip finds you well if you haven't turned this on yet. With the introduction done, let's get into the game. Please click on the various timestamps for specific tips if you need them. Wave 0. So if you are confident, you can go to outpost to capture the zone alone. I like to stay with my friend to play safe and I do not want to present myself as a soloist. This is quite a good spot to use your smoke bomb. Notice here I do not throw my smoke bomb immediately and I try to build my resolve with headshots. If I throw a smoke bomb immediately, the enemies may run away from your sight. I think we used 2 smoke bombs here, so if you haven't smoked already, take the lead. Go to the outpost after you have captured the camp. Take a look closely at what I am doing here. Shooting arrows is faster when you are in the crouch position. When I am reloading and shooting my arrows, I am also moving my character closer to the enemy. By moving yourself closer to the enemy, you will get a higher accuracy of a headshot. You may view this section at a lower speed.
天狗だね。
打ちつれろマナコ。体は
世の国へ戻された。
Start of the wave 1. The other hunter went to camp to weaken the disciple and I stay at mine. You can split up first to weaken the disciple, but when the wave of enemies come, go together. Us are together, there are barrels put in place. I have my ability and ultimate, but I chose not to use it as I don't find it necessary, so always be mindful of the battlefield. Uchisone, there are 3 enemies still standing. As a hunter, it is very important to get your headshots to build resolve and eventually use your ultimate, so choose your enemy wisely. Notice here I land my headshots on the enemy at the corner, who is closest to me, so I can shoot with a clear sight. This is a good example that if you cannot buy gifts without getting hit, do not take the risk and share the damage with your teammates.
恐るべき敵が現れた。
When the enemies spawn, do not smoke too early. Let the enemies come nearer to the point first. Try to build your ultimate in this third wave, as we have bonus objectives defeating enemies inside defense area in the next wave. Purchasing the gifts are easier after a boss wave because the fire spirits are less aggressive and you have a long break to the next wave. Always try to weaken the disciple after a wave ends, but you do not kill the disciple. I kill her by accident. Wave 4 bonus objective, we started off with camp. Go by the longer way and not the swing. When you go up by this way, you can maintain your stealth and the enemies will not spot you so easily. Again, with all 4 players together, I have my ability and my ultimate, but I chose not to use it. The Ronin's Black Powder Bomb will do a lot of damage and it is effective because the enemies are grouped together. This will wipe out their health, so it was not necessary for me to use my ability or my ultimate. This was what I meant in my previous video by defeating the enemies at the higher ground. Stay in the smoke and attempt to finish the enemies within a smoke bomb duration. The Ronin did a great job by aiming its bomb outside the circle and not throwing the bombs directly into the middle of the circle. Notice here I do not kill the disciple first. I trust my teammate to kill the disciple because I know they are behind me and it is more effective of me as a hunter to smoke and build my resolve. We have another wave at camp again. Go by the longer way and not the swing because the enemies will see you. When you go up by this way, you can maintain your stealth and the enemies will not spot you so easily.
時は彼方から敵の体を貫いた。最後の一人を切り捨てて、クロードはつかの間ではあるが安らぎだ。
Same lesson here again. It is not easy to buy gifts during a wave because the fire spirits are very aggressive. Do not take the risk.
これでクロードを殺せると敵は固く信じている。
あんたいい仲間だ。
かたじけない。
打ちつれるマナコ。
まがまがしい鬼の体はもう二度と動かない。
Be flexible. You can also stand at the opposite side of the usual spot where you place a smoke bomb. This place is also safe from the ice.
なんとか勝てたね。
力を合わせるぞ。この借りは返す。
助かった。悪いね。
敵の遠征が近づいている。
打ちつれるマナコ。
クロードはついに鬼を退治した。
驚いたぞ。
じゃない。やっと終わった。
この敵は退く気などみじんもないよ。
打ちつれるマナか。
鬼でさえクロードの天下は敵でなかった。
礼を言うよ。打ちつれるマナか。
礼を言う。
私はキャンプだよ。
今助ける。
鬼がいるよ。
力を合わせんぞ。この
あんたいい
借りは返す。
仲間だ。
かじけない。手を貸してくれ。
分身がいる。
クロードといえども次の敵は容易に勝てる手強い相手。
分身だ。
Wave 9.1, the Tango wave, is not heavy. If the four of you are together, you may choose to hold your fire and don't be quick to use your ability or ultimate. Take a second to observe the situation. We almost lost it here, so I chose to enter the circle to capture the zone because I know the Ronins will be spamming bombs to get me out if I am caught in the ice.
鬼がいるよ。鬼がいる。
クロードに敗れた。 敵の新手が姿を現した。
待て、分身だ。驚いただろう。自慢の弓だよ。
クロードにとって対峙できる敵などいないのだ。
分身がいる。片付いたようだ。礼を言うよ。助かった。
この敵は逃げも隠れもせぬようだ。
悪いね。
打ちつれるまだか。
鬼はこの世に別れを告げた。死は彼方から敵の体を
力を合わせんぞ。
驚いただろう。
打ちつれるまだか。
敵がいるよ。鬼がいるよ。
It can be hard to see where the disciple is, and when you see it, you can ping the disciple and your teammate can assist to kill the disciple. I do like to ping the enemies not for fun, but to highlight the enemy so I can see better for a headshot.
やっと休めそうだ。
礼を言う。
分身がいる。
迫り来る敵の危険は離れた力でも感じることができる。
あれ、落ちた。
I will show you how to trick the fire spirits. I am buying at outpost. So the first station is where I am going, but I don't face this first station directly. Instead, I ran straight to the second station because the fire spirits will aim at the direction which I am running towards. So once I see the fire spirits, I quickly change my direction. use this same trick as you want to get an offering for the ammo. Try not to use your vanish or smoke bomb to purchase. You can also use the same trick when you are running.
クロードは息つく間もなく戦いに備える。
待て、分身だ。
鬼はクロードに敗れた。
待て、分身だ。
When you go to a point alone, use both your ability and ultimate. Do not save them because these enemies are empowered and aggressive. This is the sequence: smoke bomb, ability, and then ultimate. When you use your ability, take a second or two and try to land a hit shot on a big head. Also use your fire arrows.
クロードは狙いを誤らなかった。
力を合わせんぞ。
いい調子だ。悪いね。
礼を言う。
敵の足音が少しずつ近づいてくる。
鬼だ。鬼がいる。
まがまがしい鬼の体はもう二度と動かない。あやかしてもクロードにはかなわない。
鬼がいるよ。助かった。悪いね。
ひとまず敵を倒した。だが次の戦いがすぐに始まる。
分身だ。
次なる敵はクロードが相対したどの相手よりも手強い。彼方から敵の体を貫いた。 敵は全て倒れた。クロードは生き延びたことにふーっと息をつく。だが撃つべき敵はまだ残っている。
A big special thanks to my teammates for not giving up on me because I died 3 times before this. Gildiwala, Koen-Kazan, and K06311144. I hope this video is helpful to you if you are playing in a Silver Modifiers run. If you like this video, please do give this a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.